So, good day. I discuss about the Regulation 33 distress situations, obligations, and procedures. So number one, the master of a ship at sea which is in a position to be able to provide assistance on receiving information from any source that persons are in distress at sea is bound to proceed with all speed to their assistance, if possible informing them or the search and rescue service that the ship is doing so. This obligation to provide assistance applies regardless of the nationality or status of such persons or the circumstances in which they are found. If the ship receiving the distress alert is unable or, in the special circumstances of the case, considers it unreasonable or unnecessary to proceed to their assistance, the master must enter in the logbook the reason for failing to proceed to the assistance of the persons in distress, taking into account the recommendation of the organization to inform the appropriate search and rescue service accordingly. So the next is 1.1. Contracting governments shall coordinate and cooperate to ensure that the masters of the ships providing assistance by embarking persons in distress at sea are released from their obligations with minimum further deviation from the ship's intended voyage, provided that releasing the master of the ship from the obligations under the current regulation does not further endanger the safety of life at sea. The contracting government responsible for the search and rescue region in which such assistance is rendered shall exercise primary responsibility for ensuring such coordination and cooperation occurs, so that survivors assisted are disembarked from the assisting ship and delivered to a place of safety, taking into account the particular circumstances of the case and guidelines developed by the organization. In these cases, the relevant contracting governments shall arrange for such disembarkation to be effected as soon as reasonably practicable. So, number two, the master of a ship in distress or the search and rescue service concerned. After consultation, so far as may be possible, with the masters of ships which answer the distress alert, as the right to requisition one or more of those ships as the master of the ship in distress, or the search and rescue service considers best able to render assistance. And it shall be the duty of the master or masters of the ship or ship's requisition to comply with the requisition by continuing to proceed with all speed to the assistance of persons in distress. So the next is number 3. The masters of ships shall be released from the obligation imposed by paragraph 1 on learning that their ships have not been requisitioned and that one or more other ships have been requisitioned and are complying with the requisition. This decision shall, if possible, be communicated to the other requisition ships and to the search and rescue service. So the next is number 4. The master of a ship shall be released from the obligation imposed by paragraph 1 and if his ship has been requisitioned from the obligation imposed by paragraph 2 on being informed by the persons in distress or by the search and rescue service or by the master of another ship which has reached such persons that assistance is no longer necessary. So number 5, the provisions of the regulations do not prejudice the convention for the unification of certain rules of law relating to assistance and salvage at sea, signed at Brussels on September 23, 1910. Particularly, the obligation to render assistance imposed by Article 11 of that convention rather. So number 6, master of ships who have embarked persons in distress at sea shall treat them with humanity within the capabilities and limitations of the ship. So that's all. Thank you.